Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and we are doing another Versus video. This time, it is the VK7201K to the E100. There have been a lot of balance changes in Tier 10, and specifically the E100 and VK72 have been changed in so many ways since my original Versus video on these two tanks that I don't really think that video holds up to what it should today. So, I'm going to remake it and talk about the differences on these two tanks once again. We're going to start off with the VK72, which is honestly a really good tank, but it's really good at just baiting opponents to YOLO it. The VK does not have a lot of side armor. In fact, trying to side scrape in this vehicle is usually a mistake because of this triangular ball that sticks out on the side, and it's on both sides of the vehicle. It's about 230 thick, and that means the majority of Tier 10s and Tier 9s will pen you even with standard ammo if you just slightly poke that spot. This vehicle also has a rounded turret, which is obviously not like the E100's boxy turret, but the rounded turret has upsides and downsides. The upside is that you have much stronger turret armor when looking directly at your opponent. You have much worse armor, though, whenever there's one other person looking at you, and you can't look at both of them at the same time. So it's good and bad. It's very different to the E100 on that playstyle. The major changes this vehicle has had over the years is, first of all, it now runs enhanced sandbag armor, which makes its hit points 2,912. In fact, you could actually get the hit points just shy of 3,000 with the second sandbag armor, which is pretty dang insane. And the vehicle also carries tungsten rounds, which allows this vehicle to have over 700 average damage. The problem is that this vehicle also has one of the worst damage per minute values in the game. So I really like the VK72's aspect. It trades basically all these types of things. Instead of the E100's side armor, it has frontal armor. Instead of the E100's boxy turret, it has a round turret. And it has alpha and accuracy over the E100 at this point, but its DPM is also absolutely atrocious. It's not terrible. I mean, 2,300 DPM is still enough, but it's definitely not going to get the game finished very quickly. So what do we have up against us? We got a Chieftain, 60 TP, Girl 15, IS7. Now, the crazy thing about the VK72 is that this is one of the few German super heavies you can actually work hull down on Canyon Hill with and get away with it, because, as I said, it's got a rounded turret. Although, I may have made a mistake because it appears that my entire team is lemming training off to one side of the map. If you don't know what a lemming train is, it is essentially when everybody on your team goes to one position, and that's it. Then they just go to that position and usually get forced out by the other side of the map. So I'm going to try and not allow that to happen by holding mid-hill and not allowing this chieftain to farm my teammates. So let's just back up like this. I'm hoping I can get a bonk into the chieftain. There you go. And bonk. Yeah! 717 damage into the chieftain's hatch. And that right there is a fantastic example of what the VK72 can do. But look at that. Like, really? Really? I'm a German super heavy, and a chieftain can just willy-nilly pen my turret cheek. Like, come on, Wargaming, what are you doing to me here? We're also getting shot in the side by a lot of vehicles. As I said, this is a lemming train. It's when your team goes all to one position, but then doesn't decide to push that position. So they just don't do anything. They don't do anything. Now, I have a feeling that this chieftain is going to try and pull off on my side, so I'm going to back up. But the good news is we're getting a lot of assistance here. And yes, the chieftain did come off to my side, which was expected, but this is fine. I'm already distracting two tanks with one vehicle, which is a very, very big win on my books. So we're just going to back up, and we're going to angle like this, and we're going to drive directly towards the chieftain. The great thing about the VK72 is if I just put on my tungsten and I rush this guy, he's going to have a very, very hard time dealing with me. So let's do that right now. And a bonk. Oh, ho, ho. 1,000 damage there. Oh, baby. So even though this chieftain's going to take off probably a decent chunk of our hit points, it's not really going to matter. I'm just going to pull forwards here, make sure that the Sheridan cannot pen me, and then we're going to outmaneuver the Sheridan, finish him off with an easy kill, and it looks like my teammate actually killed the chieftain. It wouldn't have mattered if he had shot me, but thank you, T30. I appreciate it, dude. So, not bad. Not bad at all. We've not only been able to outsmart the chieftain, but as well, we've been able to kill the Sheridan, which was definitely the bigger threat there. So not bad. 2 tanks cleared just by us pushing to that one position. Now we have control of mid-hill, which is by far one of the most important things to have in a game on Canyon. So we're able to clear the WZ-111 GFT. Unfortunately, we have a 10-second reload now to wait, But, well, it's not the end of the world. I think we'll be fine. We have the grill, which we do know is sitting in the back, but looks like the grill is not able to be spotted by me as of now. Unfortunately, even though, as I said, the majority of my team all went to one exact spot, it doesn't seem like it mattered all too much. Hopefully that 50B finishes off that. Thank you. Alright, 50B does finish off the IS-7, which is perfect. And I'm going to rush the grill, because I think that would be the best decision as of now. So let's just keep on going. Now the VK-72 is a top speed of 32 kilometers per hour, which is not great, but it's good enough. It was sweet. We got assistance damage from spotting that grill. Not too shabby. Unfortunately, we have lost another teammate. I don't know what's up with our teammates and just falling apart, but man, they really did fall apart fast, didn't they? This actually could be a loss. The 50B is obviously not very healthy. Oh yeah, look at that. I am very surprised that hit, but that was a much needed shell. My T-30 is behind me. Which is good. That's actually very good, because I do need some support. Trying to think of how I want to engage this situation. Well, nothing's going to get past that dead badger, so it's really just this position here. Get a nice shot into the 60 TP, and with that, that player just lost a huge chunk of his health. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try and take the shells from this yo. There you go, one easy shot. 2 easy shots from him, and we've got the T-30, who unfortunately missed his shell. So, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to get a nice shot into the 60 TP, and at this point, I mean, I'm pretty sure I just lose this. There's not much I can really do to win this, but that's not necessarily this tank's fault. Oh, turn, back up, 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 yes! Okay, we are not dead yet, which is somehow a miracle. I just got to turn my turret without letting the 60 reload. Yes! Oh my, come on, go, 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 go. Oh my god. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Back up, back up. Oh my god. Come on, keep backing up, keep backing up, keep backing up. Yes! Yes! Alright, now we gotta angle it and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yes! 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 Ha ha ha! Oh my god, that was insane. Oh my god, I do not know how we won that. 5,300 damage. Wargaming, I better get a mastery for this. I better see that golden M. Okay, we're good. We're good. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. I am speechless. I do not know how we won that. That was, So, why did we win that? Not because of skill. I gotta be honest. I mean, there was skill involved, but that yo allowed me to just go back and forth on the other side of the rock while turning my turret, clearing the 60 TP. That was not a very fun battle, but we did come out with a victory. We did our job, and you can see why the VK-72 is a fairly decent vehicle. It definitely has downsides. Unfortunately, that game, our biggest downside was the team. But that's kind of what does bring down a lot of German Super Heavies, is your team a lot of the time, because you're not fast enough to make a big impact in the battle. Even though I basically, with that T-30, killed 2 tier 10s, the Sheridan and the Chieftain Mark 6, somehow my team still was losing on the other side of the map, which is actually impressive to me. But even with that aside, we are now pulling out the E100. The E100 is, my opinion, better than the VK-72. It doesn't feature tungsten, but what it does feature is, first of all, side armor. But even better is better traverse speed, 35 degrees a second, instead of the VK-72's, I think, 29 degrees a second? Yeah, 28. So that, first of all, is a very big difference there. That's a huge difference for a German Super Heavy. Also, the E100 has a boxy turret, which means you can angle it towards more opponents. The turret traverse is also faster, and when you add that into the fact that the turret is actually about maybe 300 mils thick now base, it's actually quite impressive. The E100 you do not want to mess with, especially in a decent player's hands. So here we are. What do we have up against us? VK-72, IS-4, and an E100. That is 3 basically super heavies. So that's that. Then they also have a YAG and a 183. Wow. Wargaming does not want me to have fun this battle. Well, I'm going to try my best and see what we can do here. But you can see just from that little turn there, the traverse speed on the E100 is absolutely ridiculous, which allows it to just very easily get itself stuck out of a tricky situation. Alright, execute Order 66. I'm going to make my way directly into mid. We see the E50M as flanked. Hopefully our 907 and Sheridan, or that's actually a Vickers Light, but hopefully those guys can deal with that. And I'm going to make my way to mid and see what we can do here. So there's the 100 off to the side. Got the Progetto over here, and this Prague might be making a big mistake. Oh boy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Thank you very much for 600 hit points, Mr. Proggy. Ah, yes, and then he drops an F word, and a pretty bad one at that. Don't you love the Blitz player base? I mean, it's not all the Blitz players, but it's definitely some of them. Alright, so, already, the Prague has lost a pretty decent chunk of his health. We're going to make our way over here and aim it on the side of the E100. There you go. Nice slap for 670. Thank you. And now we just reload and chill in this corner. You can see the E100 just feels pretty nice. I mean, the Alpha is great. The mobility is pretty nice for everything considered. We got a VK72 off to our side, but he wasn't able to pen us, so we're completely fine. Well, he didn't even hit us, let alone pen us. We also got the 183 over here. He pens me. 1,000. Oh boy, I still have 2,000 health left. And that's the great thing about this tank is that you can lose a lot of your health, and it really won't matter. You can just still slap your opponents. You'll usually win the trade. The VK72 is pushing over here. We're going to go for a very easy slap. Oh, 800 max roll slap into the side of his turret. With that, we're already up to 2,600 damage dealt. 8 more seconds, we'll have another shell ready. And man, we are just junking out damage here. So let's see. Which player do I think is a bigger threat here? I think we're just going to shoot this guy because he's blocking the 100. My team is not doing great, though, to be completely honest. I am going to back up just a bit over here. That way I don't have to completely worry. We got 4 more seconds before we have our shell. Looks like it's not going to matter, though, as that E100 just got deleted out of existence. Let's load a heat shell. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Beautiful heat shell into the IS-4. That was pretty lucky, to be completely honest, that it did land in his lower plate. But still, I'll take anything I can get. All right. 5 more seconds, we'll have another shell ready to rumble. We got the IS-4 off to the side, and IS-4 bounces our turret, as that does make sense. This thing has very, very strong turret armor, as I've been over. And now we're going to aim it on the side of the IS-4. Boom, a 709 slap. I mean, this is what makes the E100 just feel so nice, is the fact that you can just out-trade your opponents like crazy. You can see the armor works pretty dang well in the process. We're just going to load an HE, engine deck the VK72, and there you go. A 4,000-something damage game. I'd say a pretty solid battle from both of these tanks. Obviously, the E100 battle is not nearly as impressive as the VK72 game, but that's more of what I would expect from an E100, just to kind of farm, to do its job, sit in the front line. Nobody shot at me, so I enjoyed that. Not too bad at all, and a little bit of a fun experience in the E100. Both of these tanks are great. As I said, I think the E100's a bit better because it's just got overall armor instead of like the VK72 where it's got armor in the front and that's it. But that's just kind of how I see it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Both of these tanks are great, and I would suggest to grind both of them. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.